This is Angus, Volitan Lionfish. We've had him now for 6 months. And when we first got him, he was only 3 inches long, and he's now grown to 6 inches long. Today is now Monday, and we are feeding him 3 times a week. So every Monday, Wednesday and Friday he gets fed, and today he's getting some silverside. So he's quite hungry now, having not eaten since Friday. So up here I've got his silverside thawing out. Just got it in some tank water. He loves these. Just dangle it in the water. Grab that quick smart. No hesitation at all. Just wait for him to get that down into his belly. He has a huge appetite. The Volitan Lionfish is just so easy to feed. They quite readily will take about anything. Once they get used to knowing that we are the ones that feed him, you put anything in the water for him like that and he'll take it. Usually once he's gotten the last bit of silverside I gave him down into his belly, he usually lets me know when he's ready for another bit. He starts showing interest in what I'm doing and looking upwards to see if there's anything else coming. He's got another little piece here. Yeah, he's definitely ready for more food. We took that down quick smart. I usually give him about the equivalent of 2 silversides. Obviously break him into portions, either halves or thirds or even quarters. I mean, it's frozen, I'll break it up when it's frozen, so it breaks however it breaks. And I don't like giving it to him when it's all too big. But he really enjoys the silverside. I reckon it's one of his favourite foods. You can see his belly now is starting to bulge. So he won't be wanting to have too much more. You usually gauge it by how big his belly gets, but usually give him roughly about 2 silversides. So this is pretty much what he gets fed on Monday. Well, now today is Wednesday. It is now the 2nd day of the week that I'll be feeding Angus. I fed him on Monday, he got the silverside, and I did not feed him at all yesterday. And today I'll be giving him these. This is Koaleigh sinking carnivore pellets. Now I started giving these to Angus about 5 months ago, and he was like half the size he is now. And back then these pellets were an ideal size for him. But now that he's about double the size, these pellets are a little bit small. But while I've still got them, I'll just keep on using them. I've got just a little handful. of them. And I just drop them in the tank and he absolutely loves them. I'll just drop them in the top of the tank. As you can see, he's already started chomping them down. He will slowly eat them all at his leisure. They won't last 5 minutes, I'll tell you. I will eventually buy him some bigger pellets. I have seen another brand where the pellets are supposed to be a bigger size, so I will give him, keep giving him pellets. I'll give him another brand once this packet runs out, and they'll be bigger and more suitable for the size that he is now. As you can see, he loves these pellets. Lionfish is so easy to feed. They readily take just about anything. He's used to these pellets now. He's been eating them for 5 months. And very readily just taking them all down. It doesn't take them long to eat them all. As you can see, even the blue hippo tang quite fancies them. She'll eat them every now and then. The longer they sit in the water, they soak up the water and they swell and get softer, so the hippo tang, given the opportunity, she'll steal one, like she's already just done. So that's day 2 of Angus's feeding. And now it is the end of the week. Today is Friday, and once again our lionfish Angus did not get fed yesterday. It is now feeding time again for him today, and today he will be getting frozen shrimp. Make sure that if you ever buy this for your fish that it is raw. Don't get any cooked shrimp. You have to make sure it's the raw, but this is what we are giving him today. I've already got it thawing out and sliced up for him. Get my wife to give him some. As you can see, he loves shrimp.
No hesitation.
Got it thawing out here in the little jar. It's sliced up into easy morsels for him. Just wait momentarily for him to get that down into his belly, then he'll be ready for a next piece. Now these frozen shrimp are actually quite big too. As you can see, that's the size of it. And he can take all of one of those. Gets his belly bulging pretty well. I would say the Volitan Lionfish is definitely the easiest lionfish of all lionfish to get on frozen food or pellets. They have a huge appetite. If it moves, they'll eat it. So he's getting about ready for another piece.
You ready?
He's ready. Yeah, he's looking. He knows.
He's so easy to feed.
He is very easy to feed. Can't believe how much he's grown. It's like half an inch every month. He gets longer. He's grown.
About the size of your hand now.
Yeah, he's grown what 3 inches in 6 months. So it's half an inch a month.
That was kind of a little piece.
He's looking for another piece already.
Yeah, that was little. So little bitty pieces.
He just spat a little piece.
Now he's gonna eat it.
Yep. Waste not, want not. Oh, another piece. Thank you.
Get that little piece. He's gonna miss it. Probably will, because he's chomping.
Well, the blue tang sometimes grabs little morsels like that. She's very timid still.
Such a pig.
The Volitan's lionfish, they're so much fun to feed. And you don't have to give them live food. And I'd strongly recommend against giving them live food anyway, especially like if it's goldfish or any freshwater fish. It is definitely unhealthy to give Volitan lionfish freshwater fish like a goldfish because they're very high in fat and it is just very unhealthy, and they could have parasites as well. So I just strongly recommend against giving them any goldfish or any feeder fish, especially if it's freshwater fish. You can give them saltwater fish, but that is definitely not a cheap option. And even if you did want to do that, you'd have to then go through the quarantine process to make sure that the saltwater feeder fish has no diseases or parasites. So it's just definitely not worth the trouble of giving them live food, like fish-wise. To have to go through all the process of quarantining a feeder fish, it is more trouble than what it's worth. So just give them frozen food and pellets and any prepared food that they're more than willing to take. And the Volitan's lionfish is always more than willing to take.
As he sees it. Sees that movement, he'll...
It's probably still digesting. But his belly's getting pretty big too.
Yeah,
He's really...
that dot's growing.
Yeah.
That's how you can tell. Sometimes you can just drop it by him and he'll get it. Try.
But he doesn't have to have the whole thing anyway.
Well, if he don't get it, we'll get it. Which he probably will. Knowing him. Yeah, there he goes.
Thank you.
No, I'll pass it off.
So this is his weekly routine now of what he's getting fed. He only gets fed 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday and Friday. So on Monday he gets his silverside, Wednesday he gets his pellets, and Friday he gets his frozen shrimp. And then he has a 2-day break on Saturday and Sunday where he doesn't get fed, which just gives him a bit more time to make sure that he's got no food left in his stomach. You've got to be very careful that you don't feed these fish too much, because They have a very slow metabolism because they don't really move around too much, and if they have food sitting in their stomach for too long, it can go bad and could potentially kill the fish. So it is strongly recommended to only feed these fish 3 times a week. So this is the feeding program for feeding our lionfish.